Good morning, everyone. Please welcome Deering High School graduates of 2021. Good morning, everyone. Deering High School faculty and staff, Superintendent Javier Botana, Assistant Superintendent Mr. Townsend, Assistant Principal Mr. Moses, Director of Communication and Partnership Dr. Grace Venezuela, Athletic Director Mr. Daly, families, friends, community members who are joining us in this celebration, and most important, the graduates. Welcome to 147th graduation ceremony of Deering High School. To the graduates, Congratulations to all of you. We are so proud of you, and we are confident that you're ready for writing the next pages and chapters of your lives. I cannot wait to see and hear the many ways that you will make a difference and make the future better. Congratulations. To the attendees, please stay in your area and keep your masks on all the times during the ceremony. If you are hot and need some shade, there are 2 tents, one in the back and one in the front here. So you can take refuge there. And now I'll welcome the co-presidents of the class of 2021, Addison Pines and Catherine Anderson.
Good morning and welcome to Deering's 147th graduation ceremony. I'm Catherine Anderson.
And I'm Edison Pines.
And we're your co-presidents.
We now welcome Elsie Zaymana to sing our Star Spangled Banner.
Please stand.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glares, the bombers singing air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, save us the star-spangled banner yet wave. Oh, the land of the free and a home of the brave.
We now welcome Assistant Principal James Moses for opening remarks.
Getting ready to leave. Good morning. And isn't it a beautiful morning? We couldn't have asked for better weather for today. It is not lost on me that as you sit here for graduation 50 years ago this week, 5-0, I too graduated, to my parents' astonishment. I'll tell you quickly about myself, and then we'll move on. I came to Deering High School as an ed tech, in 1974. That was 47 years ago. I returned to Deering High School as assistant principal in 2009. That was 35 years ago. In 2015, I retired. In the spring of 2019, I returned 4 years after I retired. And in 2 weeks, I will retire again. I often being accused of roaming these halls with these individuals. Dinosaur. I did have a long neck and ate like they do. This has been a year where we have all been up to our elbows in alligators. Or as we will all say today, see you later, alligator. As you go forward from here, I would ask that you continue to seek, look, find, search. My age, I need a light. For what will fulfill you in your journey going forward from today. One of the things that, being somewhat older, that I struggle with is the social media. It took me a long time to figure out email years ago. And now I hear a lot about TikTok. To me, it's what this does. To you, I think it means something different. My guess is many of you have TikTok this morning and you're dancing and singing. It's kind of a different platform. But I would ask you, go forward, keep fit, like me, exercise. See, I need these props to remember. As you do leave here today and journey off into life, mix it up. Stir it. Taste it. Life is for the tasting and the experience. My mother once threw this at me when I was naughty. You know what they say? When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. This is a special day. It's not so much an end as it is a beginning. It has not been easy. The pandemic has turned our world upside down, but you have prevailed. The pandemic did not take your spirit or diminish your talent. You made lemonade. You are not in a Zoom session today. You are here together with your community and your families and the staff, administration, and all the guests that have arrived and come to see you graduate today. Take pride in how far you have come and faith in how far you can go. Peace.
Thank you, Mr. Moses. Now we'll be receiving a commencement address from Superintendent Javier Botana.
Thank you. What a beautiful day. Hard to follow, Mr. Moses. Mr. Moses, you have been an amazing force at Deering High School for such a long time, and I cannot thank you enough for everything that you've given, particularly in these last 4 years. Welcome, everyone, graduates, school and district staff, family, friends. I'm honored and happy to be here with all of you today. As you heard, this is Deering High School's 147th commencement ceremony. And I know that the outdoor stadium wasn't everyone's first choice as a place to celebrate almost half a century and a half of tradition. But last year's drive-in graduations showed us one thing, and that it's not the venue, rather it's the joy of the experience of being here together and celebrating in community that makes a graduation special. And boy, did you guys deserve a special day. It's nice of Mother Nature to cooperate. We're very proud of you, class of 2021, for how you've handled this hardest of years. An ancient Chinese proverb tells us that, quote, "A gem is not polished without rubbing, nor a person perfected without trials." Class of 21, you've taken a serious polishing over these past 2 years, and from that you rise as stronger, more precious, and more perfect gems. You've faced unprecedented challenges. You've missed out on many of the cherished rituals of senior and junior years. You've learned in settings that were less than ideal, cramped at times unstable, and most of the time lonely. And we've asked you to sacrifice a lot in order to preserve the health and safety of your classmates, your teachers, and your families. I recognize how challenging this has been, and I'm grateful for your patience and perseverance. You persisted and made it to graduation, prepared and empowered for the next phase of your lives. And in overcoming all of those challenges and making it to this point, you have gained great resilience. And I believe you'll find that being resilient is a kind of superpower that will benefit you not only in college and career, but throughout your lives. So how do I know that you're resilient? Let me give you a few examples. First and foremost, every one of you successfully navigated through both remote and in-person learning this school year, completing all of your coursework so you could receive your diplomas today. This year, 14 members of this class are graduating with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics diploma endorsements that recognize your extensive STEM-oriented work. STEM knowledge is essential in many 21st century careers, so kudos to those students who worked hard to expand their STEM knowledge and skills during this challenging year. This is also the 4th year that some students are graduating with a seal of biliteracy for having attained mastery in English and at least one other world language. This year, 11 members of this class earned Seal of Biliteracy awards. Your language skills will help you to better understand yourselves and also the world around you. You've distinguished yourselves in many other ways. Your accomplishments are too numerous to list by name, and I would probably end up leaving out something worthy of credit. Your achievements over the year have extended to every area of school, from academics to athletics to co-curricular activities. You didn't let the pandemic stop you from being a standout class. About 2/3 of this class applied to college, so many of you are headed to institutions of higher learning, including great colleges and universities here in Maine and across the country. You have won more than $500,000 in scholarships and grants, and that's an outstanding tribute. Some of you are taking alternate paths, such as gap years and working, and our goal as a school district is to prepare and empower you for what is next. And seeing what I've seen from this class over the last 4 years, I'm confident that we have met this goal. Behind every student's success are the people that have supported them in this journey. So now let's acknowledge the people who have helped you to get here. Let's extend a special thanks to the amazing Deering High School staff, administrators, and teachers who have helped you to get to where you are today. Let's take a moment to express our gratitude to your family members and other supporters who have nurtured, encouraged, and advocated for you in your education. Our gratitude should also go to the Board of Public Education, the City Council, and the Mayor for their support of the Portland Public Schools, and we also thank the city for making it possible to use this venue here today. I'll leave you with some words from Harriet Tubman, who escaped from slavery to become an Underground Railroad conductor and leading abolitionist and activist. Tubman said, quote, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars and change the world." End quote. Class of 2021, I'm confident that you too have the strength and resilience to hold fast to your dreams and effect positive change for a better society and world. And I will end with what has become a tradition for me in the last 5 years, which is wishing all of you well in a variety of languages spoken by our graduates. Wapolo yele, felicitación, hambalayo, enhorabuena, parabéns, sinjumong, som ab arsato, mubarak lakum nayahokum. Congratulations.
We now welcome Co-Principal Allison Dame for a commencement address.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It has become a tradition at Deering for the principals to yield their time to a student. This is in keeping with our strong commitment to elevating student voice and promoting student leadership. And this year, we will be keeping with that tradition. But before I announce our student speaker, I'd like to claim a couple moments to speak directly to the class of 2021. Dr. Ahmed and myself are lucky to have found work that we love and to be doing that work as friends. It is truly the luckiest thing I could wish on anyone. As friends, we talk often. We talk about work, of course, but about anything and everything as friends do, and bit by bit, we've learned so much about each other. Today, I want to share just one conversation we've had, and that was a conversation about the concept of home. Dr. Ahmed and I were walking back from quality one day, and I was explaining that I was drawn like a homing pigeon to return to my home state of Maine. I had really come to believe that this state, with its majestic coasts, peaceful lakes, and rich forests, I really believed that this place was superlatively better than any other place on earth. But my brother, I continued to explain, is thrilled by the idea of belonging anywhere. He enjoys travel, he's worked in all different parts of the world, and he delights in learning how to adapt to any new situation. At that moment, my colleague and friend, Dr. Ahmed, could have, maybe should have, taken me by the shoulders, shook me, and said, "Miss Dame, what a privilege to be able to decide between settling in your beautiful childhood home or seeking other pastures. Not everyone is given that choice." But that's not what he did. Instead, he told me, "We have a phrase in Arabic that is like motherland, but stronger. We say your umbilical cord is buried there, so you belong to there. You love this land because it has nourished you. You love this land because it has nourished you." When I think of the many, many losses caused by the pandemic, one that I return to again and again is the idea of a home base. Those of us who have had a home have found nourishment, but have also sometimes felt ill at ease and had occasion to rebel. The Catholic thinker Richard Rohr put it like this: "A big truth about people is that often we have to leave home in the first half of our life before we can return home at a later stage and find our soul there." But even as we rebel, those of us with a sense of home always know where we have come from, and even in moments of rejecting it, home plays an essential role in discovering who we want to be. If you do not know where you come from, it can be difficult to know where you are going. So my message to the class of 2021 is simple. You come from Deering. You come from a uniquely diverse school in a nation of segregated schools. You come from a place that believes every member of our community is valued and every member deserves opportunities to be empowered. We understand that every single one of us needs to feel the roots of a supportive community, and each of us needs the warm rays of recognition from others. You have attended a school where many have had the privilege of a deep sense of home and belonging, and others have honored us by choosing Deering as their starting point in this country. And you, the students, have helped to make this community what it is. You have a stake here. This is your community. That said, we acknowledge that given the past 2 years, you may not feel an ownership of your Deering identity deep down to your bones. That's understandable. But I'm telling you that the very fact that you are here, part of a historic class that is graduating in the midst of a historic pandemic, means that you are Deering. And wherever life may take you, you can return here whenever you need to draw from the wellsprings of home. Okay, I began by saying that we would yield our time to a student, and I meant it. Here is a student who has been challenged from an early age with remaking her life in a new country and a new culture, and who has not only made herself at home, but who has absolutely demonstrated her ability to lead, heal, and bring us all together. Please join me in welcoming Miss Leah Yere Kasango.
Oh my God. Okay. 4 years ago, on this very day, I arrived to the United States without speaking any English, just French and Italian. And unfortunately, today my parents aren't here to support me, but they're back in my country and hope to just see me and my friends graduate today. And they also congratulate you like a good graduation. Okay. And finally, we're here, the class of 2021 graduating from high school. It's hard to imagine how long we had to wait for this day to finally come. We made so many plans for this year to be memorable. We made so many plans that got put on hold, but that has not stopped us from being here together with our closest friends and our favorite teachers. At times, our school year felt like a total disaster, but it could be worse. The class of 2020 graduated in the parking lot. We are experiencing difficult times due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We've seen our families change their lifestyles, our teachers change the way they teach, our friends and classmates walk away little by little and losing contact. But with this big community that we share, we have become more united than ever. Not only has it been difficult for us students, but it has been difficult for the teachers, the staff, the administration, and our nurse Nellie. On behalf of my graduating class, I would like to say thank you for all the efforts you put into teaching us so that we could continue to learn in these completely unusual circumstances. Thank you for creatively showing support to us. Thank you for complying to our demands to make our school years as normal as possible. And thank you for keeping us safe. I would like to personally also thank my teachers I've met throughout my high school year who've taught me so much, and I know you guys are proud of me, and I love you. Thank you. This year, we saw and continue to see many things happen on the news that have broken our hearts. We've seen multiple families lose their loved ones due to hate crimes and racism. As a Black African immigrant woman who live in a diverse community, at times I felt as if my life, my family's lives, my friends' life, and my community was threatened. I cried every day while watching the news, hoping to see things would get better, and still hope to see the change in people's heart to heal our broken system. We've seen concerning issues that have forced our generation to raise a voice for the unheard ones. Even if our actions were not big enough to make an appearance on the New York Times or on CNN, it was enough to let people know that we are with them, that their fight against injustice and inequality was our fight and still is. As we go towards this new chapter of our lives, I want the class of 2021 to remember that we are exceptional in our own ways. A former Missouri governor, Eric Redden, once said, "No one escapes pain, fear, and suffering. Yet from pain can come wisdom. From fear can come courage. From suffering can come strength if we have the virtue of resilience." And that is what we have done as a class, turning pain to wisdom, fear to courage, and suffering to strength. We do what is necessary to remain resilient. We do what is necessary to achieve our goals. We do what needs to be done to show how phenomenal we are, and with that, we can be the greatest in this world. This year has opened my eyes on what kind of person I want to be in a society. From what I know, I don't want to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer like many of my classmates. To make a difference in this world, I want my voice to be heard. I want to make sure that the next generation that will sit here like us can raise their voices on important matters. It's okay for many of us to not know exactly what we want to do after receiving our diplomas, but I know that our determination and our love makes daring students ready to take on the world. This world that we're entering into has not made it easy path for us to take steps forward. This world expects us to stop where we are and take a step backwards instead. But as the class of 2021, that's not who we are. We're here to prove that we are ready to take on whatever the world throw at us. Sur ce, je vous laisse. Toutes mes félicitations, classe de 2021. Congratulations and good luck, class of 2021.
We will now be welcoming co-principal Dr. Abdullahi Ahmed to give his commencement address.
So as Ms. Dame said, we are yielding our time for students. So the students was Leah. And now the co-presidents will be welcoming the salutatorian and valedictorian of the class.
We would now like to welcome our salutatorian of the class of 2021, Aiden Bloom Levine.
It is my pleasure to welcome students, families, and staff to celebrate the class of 2021 at Deering High School. After a year full of uncertainty, it bodes well that we are finally able to have this celebration of everyone's hard work here in person. It's an ironic yet optimistic conclusion to the last 4 years of our lives. Right as we complete high school and prepare to start our adult lives, the biggest disruption in our lifetimes is finally starting to clear up. Personally, I feel ready to move to the next chapter of my life, and I'm confident that the skills I learned and practiced over the last 4 years here at Deering will prepare me for whatever's next. I'm sure many of you feel the same. Yet, at the same time, I know graduating still doesn't feel real for many of us. In a few hours, once graduation has ended, it still won't feel like anything has changed. Nevertheless, we keep moving forward, excited to see what's next. When looking back at my experience at Deering, all of my memories, the good and the bad, are eclipsed by the past year and a half. Being stuck at home, the online classes, the cancellations, and the confusion. During this time, it became clear to me how hard teachers worked to keep everything going smoothly. I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who helped make our entire high school experience as good as possible, especially for their efforts since last spring. First and foremost, my gratitude goes out to all the teachers who adapted to the pandemic to ensure we could still learn and enjoy learning as much as possible. The best moments of the school year were the labs and projects where I got to go to school and work with my friends and peers in person. Hands-on activities were always difficult to organize, but with this year's complicated and ever-changing schedule, Zoom classes, and cohorts, planning these events was more challenging than ever. We appreciate all the teachers and staff for putting in the effort to make these happen safely, especially when it was understandable to avoid in-person events altogether. When the initial shock and novelty from the start of the year waned, and students all turned their cameras off in class, I vividly remember one of my teachers turning his camera off as well, stating, "If you guys aren't going to turn your cameras on, then why should I?" Not only did this moment stick with me because it was amusing, but it also illuminated how online school was not just a problem for us students. These problems were shared among everyone in the class, everyone in the school. Unlike most graduations, where we reminisce about the collective struggles we had as students, the challenges the pandemic created, both in and out of school this year, were universal. These struggles made people come together at Deering, in the community, and around the world. Lately, the importance of knowledge, science, and collaboration has been clearer than ever. Historically, vaccines have taken over 10 years to develop. A combination of past research and international cooperation allowed for a COVID vaccine to be produced in an unprecedented time frame, magnitudes quicker than ever before. International collaboration has contributed to the creation of a database with over 1 million COVID genome sequences. The collaborative vaccination effort required people with diverse skill sets and experience to work together, share research, and publicize data. Along with the basic fields like science, math, and English. At Deering, we learned to foster this collaboration, connect with groups of people, and gain a global perspective on issues. Along with the quadratic equation in Algebra 2, the argument essays in English, and the strange lab where we counted fruit flies in biology, we learned and practiced our collaboration through student-led discussions, dialogues, and protests. In this pandemic, we see the power of humanity. Along with the collective effort to produce a vaccine, we experienced a social awakening on racial justice issues, a resurgence of community spirit, and an increase in political engagement. Deering students and graduates will be a part of the solution to our current problems and future challenges. Thank you to everyone at Deering who made this year go as smoothly as possible. To everyone in the community who wore masks, distanced, and got vaccinated. To everyone who did everything they could to make this end of this pandemic finally in sight. As our time at Deering wraps up and we are released into the world, remember to dream, persevere, and keep looking forward, because no one is going to do it for us.
We will now be hearing from the class of 2021's valedictorian, Lynn Nguyen.
This is a lot of people. Fellow graduates, family, and faculty, I feel incredibly privileged to be speaking to you today. Now, before I begin my remarks, I would be remiss if I address our class without remembering a classmate who is no longer with us. Blaine Alves was known to be a humorous friend, a stellar athlete, and a genuinely good person to those around him. In today's ceremony, I hope we can cherish the memories we had with him and keep his presence within our hearts. Let's have a moment of silence for Blaine and his family. I also want to take a moment to thank all the people who got us here today. Because behind the closed doors, the Deering administration worked tirelessly to ensure that each day runs smoothly. Long classes end with our dedicated custodians taking measures to guarantee a clean learning environment. And above all, Deering wouldn't be running without its teachers. Out of all of their career path, they chose to teach us. And they did a fantastic job because we are all sitting here today in our caps and gowns. Of course, there will still be many questions left unanswered when we leave here today, like, why is Stilfen so obsessed with hall passes? Or why did the school invest in phone hotels instead of air conditioners? But as I reminisce on my experience here at Deering, from the daily lunch trips to quality, to that strenuous chemistry lab when one of my friends broke a beaker, I know these little moments will be with me long after I graduate. Despite my countless good memories, I'm not going to stand up here and pretend like Deering is this utopian place. There are still strides that must be taken to ensure equity and prioritization of student voice. However, when I look at my classmates' willingness to tutor underclassmen or their eagerness to speak up against inequitable policies, I have hope for the future of this school. Because in the past 4 years, I've come to realize that Deering is the richest school I know, not in capital, but in character. In no other schools can students flaunt their traditional garments in a multicultural day where the differences of our students are celebrated. In no other school did students come together to organize and petition for our Muslim students to get athletic hijabs so that the only limiting factor in a game is their athleticism, not their attire. And in no other school can the daughter of 2 Vietnamese immigrants who came to the United States for their American dream feel like her story is not an anomaly, but one of many, celebrated among the diverse Deering student body. Now, there are those who want to advance their false narratives on Deering, using standardized test scores out of context to make generalizations without stepping foot into our classrooms, without hearing the many stories our students have to share. Well, I tell them that today is not a celebration of how we fill bubbles for scantrons, but how we are innovators, building websites to easily foster connections between students and teachers in a time when digital communication is so vital. How we are organizers, facilitating student-run dialogues to address the socioeconomic issues that line the fabric of our country. And how we are learners, persevering through school, which for many of us is taught in a foreign language, but we do it anyways because we value the power of education. We are one school, all of us, a part of the rich, diverse, and powerful Deering class of 2021. As we embark into adulthood, the path forward can seem a bit unclear. And I'm not going to act like I have all the answers because, to be frank, I don't. Like many of you, I stand here today very excited about my next steps, but also feeling a bit overwhelmed about the uncertainty that lies ahead. Even as I am speaking now, many issues continue to surface. People are getting attacked on the streets because of the color of their skin. Marginalized communities are reaping the harms of climate change. Socioeconomic disparities are purging our streets and neighborhoods. And the solutions to these issues seem so far out of reach. But whether the problem materializes in the classroom or in the world, we know that Deering perseveres. And when I struggle to understand what my role is, what feels like impossibly big challenges, I think back to my sophomore year when my math teacher read a poem in class that resonated with me till this day. It goes, "O me, O life, of the questions of these recurring, of the endless trains of the faithless, of cities filled with the foolish, what good amid these, O me, O life?" Answer, that you are here, that life exists and identity, that the powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse, that the powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse. As we move beyond the turf of Deering today, the issues of racial injustice, climate change, and socioeconomic disparities will still exist regardless of whether we acknowledge them or not. However, as students, teachers, and members of the human race, we have an opportunity, no, a duty to care and to contribute a verse. Whether your verse is marching down the streets to demand justice, devising equitable solutions to combat environmental crises, showing up at the polls to cast a vote towards policy change, or even just helping out a friend in need, make your decisions with the intent to add to the powerful play. And I know you all have something to contribute because I've seen it all. I've seen how you support your peers, not in just the classrooms, but on the soccer field, how you work to better not only yourselves, but others, and how during the past 4 years, you've carried such perseverance, empathy, and deep humanity within the walls of Deering. So, class of 2021, what will your verse be? Thank you.
Now to present the diplomas, co-principals Allison Dame and Dr. Abdullahi Ahmed.
As we celebrate the class of 2021, we would again like to ask to have a moment of silence for Blaine Alves, who passed away last spring in a tragic accident. Blaine was a true Ram. He was a great classmate, a loyal friend, and a loving brother and son. Please join us in a moment of silence. Thank you.
Muntasser Ahmed.
Aiden Bloom Levine.
John Pomerlow.
Jada Ray James.
Anthony's not here. Harry Sylvia.
Zachary Treadwell.
Antonio Wheeler.
Madison White. Leah Yere Kasongo.
Hannah Wallen. Mohammed Al-Ahmad.
Zainab Alhamdani.
Benjamin Archibald.
Alex Bosquet.
Robert Johnson.
It is here.
Justin Kashuba. Jacquelina Leonardo.
Sage Lepanin.
Nicholas McGonigal. Hanad Mohamud. Katarina Moa.
Owen Richards.
Huda Salim.
Samira Youssef.
Ali Abdirahman.
Ronald Abro. Mika Eltador.
Noah Cantor. Karina Darling.
Allison Holt. Dragon Markovich.
Hagen Myers.
Alexis Nicholas.
Nusra Nuimana.
John O'Donnell. Hadley Poirier.
Aiden Sullivan.
Kaylee True McGee. Asia Trong.
Abubakar Ali.
Marina Banksmith.
Emma Carlton.
Carlo DiMucci.
Riley Forrest. Lucas Harbaugh.
Isabel Millette.
Hussein Musa. Clarice Ngovo.
Dan Natwari.
Way to go, Dan!
Enna Pinkham Potter.
Finn Swanson.
Anna Troxel.
Benjamin Vashon. Abdakani Abdi. Abdullah Al-Asadi.
Bridget Amato. Eleanor Bidwell. Ren Crichton Clark. Mia D'Souza.
Vivica Dunlap. Maya DuPont.
Kaylin Federico.
Alexis Farrar.
Aaliyah Ferreira.
Asriya Alakash.
Lillian Braun.
Noah Collins.
Zachary Gogan.
Hamad Habimana.
Emily Hill.
Zainab Mohamud.
Nakaya Nemhart.
Anthony O'Donnell.
Rivaldo Ramos Sanchez. Jonna Rosenthal. Vanessa Sanaguaray Upaya.
Lauren Tozy.
Corbett Dooley.
Fahima Hassan.
Jack Heffley.
Andrew James.
Michael Kruzik.
Francis Matonga. Anna Maurice. Anne Shima. Caleb Tran Juntura.
Sarah White.
Garrett Day.
Michael Ivy.
David Lyons.
Zatara Lunt. Michael Menkivar Rivers.
Hood Mohammed. Talach Moses.
Madison Park. Tivon Prom. Taylor Valez. Grayson Soldati.
Lin Wen. Yusha Abdurrahman.
Eric Che. Jose Garcia Castaneda.
Stephanie McVeigh.
Owen Milliken.
Kelly Nguyen. Eunice Nyota.
Edison Pines. Anthony Ruiz.
Ian Sullivan.
Sophia Tuchinski.
William Badalament. Salahadin Benader.
Isabella DeSantis. Jack Harrison.
Amber Harvey.
Zeta Marshall. John Mickelson.
Angela Nguyen.
Johanna Rivera.
Empore Semuhoza.
Anika Sautery.
Jesse Tidd.
Go right up to the blue line. Go right up. Yep, and then good.
Sean Alvarez.
Maggie Connors.
Ismail Denai.
Aksamowit Gebre Mikael.
Magnus Heisler.
Madeline Maurice. Gloria Muka. Hanan Omar. Semau Piula.
Ian Ramsden.
Fardoso Ucash.
Megan Willie. Abbas Hassan.
Fatuma Hassan.
Eltana Johnson.
Matthew Keast.
Nathan Carr.
Abdullahi Mohammed. Elsie Nzeimana. Nasir Omar.
James Opio. Jacob Paisley. Catherine Anderson.
Go right up to the blue line, guys.
Zaidan Alakash. Ahmed Al-Badri.
Dimitri Bello.
Mariam Gul Mohammed. Brian Ishema. Cleric Keza.
Michaela McKenzie.
Kaltun Muhammad. Abdikadir Mohammed.
Uma Mohammed.
Hassan Musa. Naomi Muneza. Irineu Piula. Zara Salim. Abdifatah Abdirahman.
Tyler Arkand.
Andre Bergeron.
Troy Brown.
Annabelle Kerr.
Ashley Daigle.
Mick Fennessy.
Andrea Garcia.
Tylena Keogh.
Amabel Klatsky. Hector Hernandez.
Amani Peoples Gorman. Zainab Abbas. Mariam Albayati.
Benjamin Chatterjee.
Madeline Connor.
Catherine Enman.
Olivia Farmer.
Levi Frank.
Abdulaziz Haji. Vuyulayo Michaels.
May Stone.
So you're going to call up the co-presidents, and then they're going to say, we're going to call up the co-presidents. I don't know who they are. Well, just call them out. And then they're going to say, we're going to have the traditional turning of the tassels. And then they'll do it, and then you'll announce the graduating class of 2021. That's it.
Thank you. Could we have the co-presidents of the class come up, please, for the turning of the tassels?
They'll turn it over. They'll turn it right to left. Okay? And then say graduating class.
Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Told me, babe, someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Some days when your whole life's gonna change, you'll miss the magic of these good old days.
I was thinking about the band, I was thinking about the fans. We were underground, loading merch in that 12-passenger van, in a small club in Minnesota, and the snow outside of First Ave. I just wanted my name in a star. Now look at where we at, still growing up, still growing up. I would lay in my bed and dream Wish I didn't drink all of that glass first. Wish I made it to homecoming. Got up the courage to ask her. Wish I would've gotten out of my show. Wish I put the bottle back on that shelf. Wish I wouldn't have worried about what other people thought and felt comfortable with myself. Rooftop open.